like 6 months. Not 6 months, but months. Because I suck at reading something all the way through. I'll read something, then I'll put it down for a month, then I'll read it again. So we'll get into that. If you're new here, please subscribe. And to like the video. And that's all I really ask. Let's get this video to 70 likes. Let's see if we can do that. But the Wendy Williams situation. Okay, if you don't know who Wendy Williams is, she is this, she used to be a talk show host, very successful talk show host, and she was recently diagnosed with dementia and aphasia. I think that's how you say it. I hope I'm saying it right. And there was recently a documentary that came out, and I seen clips of it, and people were like, "Have you watched it?" I don't think I could sit there and watch a documentary and somebody is having meltdowns because they have dementia and they're experiencing the behaviors of somebody that has dementia, and it feels like these people are taking advantage of her illness and they're broadcasting it, and I just don't think it's fair. There's also a lot of drama with like her family trying to get not really having that much contact with her, and she it's just a whole lot. I just could not see myself watching something like that. I just couldn't. If she was in her right mind and she had a lot to do with this documentary and stuff like that, then I would 100% be like, okay, I'll watch it. I just don't feel like this right here is fair. And from the clips that I've seen on Twitter, it was absolutely, I can't watch something like that. That's like seeing when your aunties or your grandma or something that has dementia, yelling at your cousins and yelling at, they can't help it. Somebody that has dementia, they cannot help the things that they do. I remember my aunt lived right next door to somebody that had dementia, and she would literally be cussing my aunt out all the time. She would be on my aunt's front porch, and knowing us, the cousins, the nephews and the nieces, we were ready to fight. We was ready to fight this old lady, and then we realized that she had dementia. We was like, okay, let's just calm down because this is not really her. And so we learned to be like, okay, we need to actually help her and get her help instead of, being mad at her, because at the time we didn't know she had dementia. But when somebody has dementia, you have to treat them a certain way. And for them to film this, I just think it was totally disrespectful. And I seen one of the producers had said that if we knew that Wendy Williams had dementia, we would never have picked up a camera. We would have Like I said, never once have I seen Wendy Williams on her show say that she wished somebody got a disease. I just feel like that's very weird to say, and I'm seeing so many people say stuff like that, and it's weird. But I mean, why would I even expect anything different, considering the world we live in? There's always people with negative mindsets, and I mean, it's heartbreaking, but we live in a world where some people have a little bit more morals than these people, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and somebody might have more morals than me. Somebody might have more morals than me, and might think that Wendy Williams, what she did as a profession was just outright horrible. I personally don't think so. I think she talked about stuff that everybody thinks, you know what I'm saying? And was everything she did in good taste? No. most interesting part was not about Chris Rock or even Will. I think it was to her talking about her upbringing. And even when talking about her upbringing, she has to mention Tupac because her and Tupac went to school together. They went to like a performing arts school together. So she had to talk about Tupac. If I went to school with Tupac, I'm gonna say I went to school with Tupac and that we were friends. Tupac's mom was also a drug addict, so they really related on that part. And then they were friends all the way into them both being in Hollywood. They remained friends. So they were friends in childhood, and I feel like that's the type of bond that you don't just throw away because people are gonna think that y'all had a relationship. Yeah, she talked about spirituality and God and her struggle with that and her, trusting God and, kind of just finding out what religion is to her and what she believes in. Which I think is something that everybody goes through, especially if they're not like raised heavily in the church. They have to find what religion works for them, and find God for themselves if they choose to believe. And the way she talked about her kids and the way she talked about Will, she really painted everyone in a good light. She talked about how creative and smart that Jaden was even as a young kid. She talked about how creative Willow, sorry about that, how creative, let me cut that off. She talked about how creative and sensitive Willow was and the differences between Willow and Jaden, and she talked about her stepson Trey, and she talked about him being selfless. I think that's the word I'm trying to use. He'll give the shirt off his back to you, and she really painted everybody in a good light. But she didn't hold back when talking about her mom's drug addiction, because that was a big part of her life. Her dad also being a drug addict, and how she had a good relationship with his parents, but not him. And like at a very young age, I forgot what age she said, but he told her like, I can't be your dad, like I can't, cause he couldn't. And that's crazy to me. I wish my dad